Well, hey, I was getting a child song, and it's funny because it wasn't the right lyrics, but it was the right tune. Well, not quite the right lyrics. Anyways, this is the song. It's by Green Day. Wake me up when September ends. However, I was getting the lyrics. Wake me up when December ends. Wake me up when December ends. All right. When September ends. All right, I don't want to get in trouble. Hey, get out of there. Daisy, out of there, please. Daisy! Hey! Come out of there. It's not a snack box. God damn. Dang nabbit. Any other puppy? I mean, there's lots of puppies that eat from the cat litter bin that, you know, they think it's a freaking chocolate treat. It is not. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this, but let's roll with it. So when September ends, Daisy May. The first card that we got, to be fair. So it's like you are wanting. It's kind of maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe there's anger, a sense of overwhelm that's coming up, and you just want the scales to be balanced. You want things to be fair. And it's kind of like, can we just wrap up this month? Like, this year has been hell. Can we just wrap up this year? Can we wrap up this fucking month? And it said something about coming about 7 years in the song. So it's maybe you've also been going through a big karmic cycle, and you're kind of like, let's just wrap this up, please. What else do we need to know, Spirit? We've got fork in the road. Oh no, chop wood. Oh, sorry. Wrong card. It was the same color, but chop wood. Maybe fork in the road is important too. Ooh, but this is also relevant to the message. Chop wood, carry water. Isn't that how it goes? You're basically biding your time. You're doing little things. You're taking care of little things until you. And we got the soulmate card that came out, and my kitty just showed up. Teddy, be my boy. This is Cosmo. All right. So yeah, can you? Thank you. So maybe you're at this point where you're just like, man, I'm just kind of tired of going through the motions. You're ready to have, again, that balance. But you just need to take that time to just kind of finish up the last little projects, those little bits, tying up loose ends is also what I just heard. And you've got this interesting, because I'm noticing on here, it's like a blue scarf. So it's like using your throat chakra until that time where there's that beautiful flowy, because the scarf is very flowy as well, I'm kind of noticing. But there's so much love that wants to come in. So, and there's this key. They've got the key to your heart. They know the keys to tapping into your heart space. But in order to reach that place, you have to just kind of allow spirit to line things up for you at this time. And I know it's hard because, again, like I said, this year has been a very blessed on the bottom. This has been a very challenging year. It's been a year of revelations. It's been a year of truths, a lot of harsh truths coming to the surface. And you kind of may be at that point where it's been a lot. It's been overly much. And so you just want that that rest. You just kind of are tired. You're at the end of that cycle. So it's kind of like you've reached that point and you just want that, you just want that flow again. Ooh, we've got poised. So you're sitting there. I don't know why. I just want to look up what poised is in this deck. All right. So the essential meaning of this card is being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. Now, it didn't come easy. To be able to be in that place where you can sit so beautifully, it came at a price. It came at a price. Let's be real and upfront. It came at a flippin' price. It cost you your old life. When we got the first card, to be fair, when things haven't been balanced, right? Things have not been balanced. But you have been doing work behind the scenes to be able to prepare yourself, to ready yourself to sit in this beautiful position. And it's like she looks like a fairy, a beautiful fairy. You're just magical. I also noted there's a clock on here. So it's time. It's time for you to be able to be in that position. It's time for you to be able to welcome in the soulmate energy. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a like romantic partner, although it could be. But it is somebody that will complement your soul. It's maybe even community, friendships that really resonate with you and align with you in the place where you are now. Like the people that you had in your life before were a representation of your old life. And now that you're stepping into this new life, you have to be ready for change. You have to be ready for the new because you've been asking for it. But you also have to be ready to welcome in maybe new people, or maybe there was a point in your journey where you had let a person go or let people go and you had to go on your separate journeys to be able to learn and grow on your own. And now it's time for that person, those people to come back into your life. But you also have to use your discernment. You also have to, you've gone through too much, so you're not going to just willingly let that go without really thinking about it, without really sitting with self, sitting with spirit, right? Like you're not going to allow something to overconsume you because you've been there, you've done that. And it's time for reciprocity. That's another thing. It's time for reciprocity. So we've got serendipity. So you may be seeing lots of signs and synchronicities. 4-leaf clovers might be very important to you at this time. But we've got the milk and honey. You're stepping into a land of milk and honey. Elephants might be very important as well. The elephant's been coming up a lot. The phrase elephant in the room. You're going to be that elephant in the room. Like you'll enter a room and like, wow, that person's energy is magnificent. Wow, they are beautiful. They are poised. Look at them. And it's about damn time. Lizzo, right? Yeah. And then we got, okay. So after the land of milk and honey, it's because you have been in this place where you faced your abandonment, where you felt orphaned, where you felt maybe you had to separate yourself from a lot of your friends and family, a lot of your previous life, essentially. And that made you feel alone. That made you feel maybe at times abandoned. But you had to work through that. So by working through that pain that you have faced, it's time to go. It's time for you to be able to actually walk forward. And there's a doorway right here. You're going to walk forward on this bridge that Spirit has laid out for you. You may not be able to see too far ahead of you, but you can see that there is that doorway right up ahead. Again, it's still foggy. It's still foggy in that area. But again, you just have to trust Spirit that you're going to take one step at a time. And you are going to make it. You're right freaking there at that doorway. Truth be told, you're right at that doorway. Teddy, can you not put his head in your mouth? Thank you. The dog trying to eat the cat. Not really, but you know. One sec. It's crazy because there's a lot of distractions right now too. So like you may be interrupted. This journey may have been interrupted quite a bit, and you're just like, come the F on, which is also probably why I got the channeled song, Wake Me Up When September Ends, because you're just kind of like, I am done. Done, 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 done. But your spirit team is like, we have something. We are aligning the stars. The stars are aligning for you to receive some major blessings that you are 100% worthy of. It's time for things to be balanced. It's time for things to be fair. We had Truth Be Told, I think, on the bottom, and it had an owl on it, and we also have an owl there. So in that place where you were out of balance, where things were off kilter, you had to really learn a lot about yourself. You learned what was for you. You learned even some of the thoughts that came up in your head, or the things that you used to do. And you're like, that doesn't align with me anymore. So I'm not going to take that on. I'm going to let it go. But again, that took some letting go and grieving. So even like, if you had to let go of, like, say Spirit had asked you to move away from a certain career, that process in itself, when a lot of people are kind of taught to use their career as their identifier, their identity, people will make it their sole. I don't know. I'm getting the message of when there's certain people that just kind of use their pain and trauma, and it's like, instead of like moving past it, instead of moving past that pain and trauma, they kind of just get stuck, and they make their whole identity that, or if something happened to them, they kind of make it their whole identity, as well as a career, making that their whole identity. And as you've been asked to let go of so many different things, you kind of stop learning to put your everything on some sort of outside validation. And that wasn't an easy task, because a lot of people are very stuck in this 3D world, this matrix, this assimilation. And if you are not living according to what society wants you to live, then you're kind of outcast, you're ostracized, you're cast aside sometimes. And in that, you kind of start to question. That's maybe where you had to start to question, like, do I want these people in my life? Do I want this in my life? Because I know how I operate. I operate out of love. I operate out of authenticity. And so if these people are only okay with me if I identify as XYZ, then, you know, everything's great. But the minute that I start to stop limiting myself, stop putting myself in a box, and understanding that I'm a multidimensional being, then that's a problem, because they want you to be limited and confined into this box. Whereas spirit's like, no, you are much more. And your higher self is like, we are so much more than what we have been told. And we got higher power. We pulled to higher power. There is a higher my daughter's playing a game. Sorry if you hear that. But there is a higher power that is orchestrating this. Where is it? That is orchestrating these blessings, right? That is orchestrating this divine balance. And I talked about truth be told, 555 on the clock. Truth be told. So there's a lot of truths that you've had to face in this past year. And it could be about your tribe, your soul family that you may have. Maybe you didn't have those people in your life, so you kind of have started to see, like, this is actually what I truly want. If I'm going to be welcoming in new friendships, new connections into my life, I want something where there is honesty, where there is authenticity, where there is loyalty. And we've got exchanging gifts, where it's a beautiful, energetic exchange. Right? You don't want anything anymore that makes you feel like this. You don't want to feel orphaned anymore. You don't want to feel abandoned. So you've been working on yourself. You've been working on biding your time, because you know it's only a matter of time until these things come in for you. You've been given plenty of signs and synchronicities. Plenty of signs. Oops. This is the one I was looking for. So if the fates are aligning, you may have been getting lots of different. Maybe you asked for something specific. Maybe you asked for a specific sign. And it's been confirmed. So do not give up. Don't give up. I know you want September. I know you want September to end. I know you want things to just work out, but they are. That's wild, because to be fair, that's the card that was one of the first cards. All right, one message from the angels. Wake me up. Shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Oh no. Heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desires. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. And it could be like self-sabotaging behaviors, or it could be like you're addicted to certain things that are self-sabotaging. Wow. Let's just stop talking. Dang nabbit. And we got parents. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. Okay? Their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. We got the orphan card as well. So that would have been maybe a harsh realization, a harsh truth, especially if you didn't have the relationship with your parents that you had desired or you would have loved to have or needed to have at the time. Maybe they weren't very nurturing. Maybe they did not provide you the tools that you needed to thrive in this life. Perhaps they showed you all of the things you didn't want, all the things you didn't want to be, all the people, all the things that people have done that you would never want to do to somebody else, and you learned that that's not who you want to be. You can be that person, or you can be somebody completely different. You can choose. You can choose to, again, if there were lots of issues, and it would have been like your parents would have had pain or trauma or something that they were carrying, right? They were carrying that pain. They were carrying that trauma. And in that, they were supposed to, or maybe not supposed to, but they were given an opportunity to do things different. They were given an opportunity to end the cycle. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, they were not able to do that. And so they couldn't break the chain. They couldn't find the key to their healing. And we got healing away addictions as well. So maybe there was addictions involved as well, which contributed to how you received love, how you showed love, how you were okay with certain behaviors, how people treated you. And it took a long time for you to finally say, enough is enough. I deserve more. I deserve better. And it may have taken a while for those realizations to kind of click, because there's a lot rooted in the things that may happen to us, right? But that parent, so when it's talking about parents, they did the best that they could to their ability. You picked up the torch. Maybe you didn't want to, but you were strong enough to be that person to take up the torch. And as much as you want the month to end, as much as you want the year to end, you should be so proud of yourself for how far you have come. Please give yourself some props. Give yourself the grace. Give yourself the pat on the back for achieving what you have, for moving through what you have, because it was not easy. It was not for somebody that, like, again, you could have chose the easy way out, and the easy way would have been like falling into the patterns of addiction. It could have been just like that for you, but you decided you wanted more, and you said, it stops with me, it ends with me, I'm not going to allow this to go on any further. And you chose better. And in that, it may have made you feel orphaned and abandoned, but that led you to a higher power, that led you to have a deeper connection with yourself and your angels and your guides and your spirit team. And for that, thank you, right? I also was watching, what is it called? Ohana. And they mentioned the Ho'oponopono prayer. So maybe you need to say the Ho'oponopono prayer for yourself, for forgiveness, to forgive your parents, to forgive your parental figures, to forgive those people in your life that really did hurt you. And even if they are not coming to you with an apology, even if they're not willing to acknowledge what they have done, the forgiveness is for yourself so that you can move forward. The forgiveness is for you. And you can forgive them for being... You can open yourself up to the forgiveness. You don't have to let them back into your life. You don't have to ever utter another word to this person. But The forgiveness is allowing you to let go of that which was. So it's not holding you back. It's not keeping you stuck. And I'm just getting like the heal away addictions. Like you may have also, like if you're a starseed light worker that's very sensitive, or an empath, very, very sensitive, you may have gone down the road of addiction. And to come out of that place, to be where you are now, I'm so fucking proud of you. Many people do not make it. Many people will not make it from that place. They will be stalked in their addiction and it will consume them. But you said, not today, Satan. You said, F that, and you chose better. As hard as it was, even if you had to do it a moment, as a moment by moment thing. You had to take it one day at a time, 1 moment at a time, 1 second at a time, 1 day or whatever, 1 month at a time. You did that. So please be proud of yourself. And if you haven't heard it, I love you. And I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you're here. We've got crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. And then you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. So going through everything that you have, you are here to be a leader. You're here to be a teacher. You are here to show that other people can truly move through the things that you maybe thought were impossible at one point. You may be that guiding light for somebody and you didn't even know. The fact that you made it to this day, the fact that you chose to give yourself that love that wasn't given to you, that is an inspiration. And you are an inspiration to somebody. I hope you have I'm going to leave it here, but I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, or whatever time you're watching this. And do not forget that you are so fucking special and that we need your light. We need you to shine so much brighter than you have before, because this world needs an infusion, a big jolt of light to help carry us forward into this new age. I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, or whatever time you're watching this. Until next time, many blessings. Mwah.